Yo everyone, this is Yus here, and today I'm bringing you my best battles from the May International Challenge 2014. And yep, if you don't know it, it's online tournament that took part in May, like last week. And yep, VGC format, all that good stuff. And yep, I got some really good battles, even though I'm not the best VGC player out there. I'm kinda just starting, and yep, I just used some of the Pokemons that I've bred like a couple of months ago just for this format, because I was planning on going into this. So yeah, speaking of this tournament, I didn't do a lot of matches because I was really trying to get more 4th generation battles, because it's ending next, well, it was ending this week, and now unfortunately it's already ended. So unfortunately I got only 3 battles, and you were gonna see them next week in my Generation 4 special week, and they were amazing, and you guys should definitely stay tuned for that. And I got battle against some random person from Z, it was amazing, a battle against Diego, and a battle against none other than NBZ. Yep, so yep, you guys definitely have to stay tuned for that. So without further ado, let's get straight into the VGC battles. So there we go, the first match is against someone from Japan. At looking at his team, he's using a Trick Room team, so the first thing that comes into my mind is I definitely can't let him set up the Trick Room. So yeah, that's gonna be hard, but we shall see what can we do. So yeah, I'm gonna start with my Charizard and my Conkeldurr, and he's gonna start with his Scrafty and his Slowking. So I'm assuming his Slowking carries the Trick Room, so I'm gonna try to get as much damage as possible onto that thing, and hopefully take it out, and don't let him set up the Trick Room. And he also has the Scrafty with the Intimidate, which is terrible for my Conkeldurr, but it's no big deal because I have a Flame Orb and that boosts my attack. Here he's gonna make an amazing play, he's gonna go for the Fake Out onto my Charizard, and that's unfortunately not gonna let me attack on that turn. And I'm gonna go for the Rock Slide, hoping for a flinch on that Slowking so he won't be able to set up the Trick Room. And he has the eject button on the Scrafty, which is weird, and in comes his Rhyperior. But here he didn't go for the Trick Room, he instead goes straight away for the Psyshock on my Conkeldurr, which is terrible, and that's gonna hurt me big time. So I'm gonna go for the fighting move onto the Rhyperior. Unfortunately, he does have this Chandelure, and as you already know, he isn't affected by that because he's a ghost type. So in comes Scrafty again, which is gonna get another Intimidate on my Conkeldurr. And I'm just gonna go for the Solar Beam again, because I really wanted to take down that Slowking, because I thought that he was gonna go for the Trick Room. But as you're going to see, yep, there's the Drain Punch, which is not gonna do anything. And I'm gonna go for the I'm gonna retreat my Conkeldurr, and I'm gonna send in my Garchomp, because Conkeldurr can be useful because it does have that priority Mach Punch, and I also didn't want it to die to the Fake Outs from the Scrafty. So here's another Solar Beam, which is not going to take down the Scrafty. And here I'm surprised, it wasn't the Slowking that has Trick Room, it was this Chandelure, and the Trick Room is up, so things are looking really bad for me now. In comes Slowking again, and he's gonna withdraw his Scrafty, and he's gonna send in his Rhyperior again. So things are really bad, but Charizard is such a monster. Rhyperior may have the Solid Rock and all that, but Charizard, why? Solar Beam, boom, one hit KO surprisingly. And that Rhyperior, that huge threat on Trick Room, is gonna go down. So I'm gonna go for the Earthquake, trying to get as much damage as possible onto that Slowking. it did just a little bit. So in comes this crafty again with his intimidate, which is very annoying, and I'm just gonna go for the protect with my Charizard because I didn't want it to take any hits on that thing, and he's gonna go for the fake outs, which is great. And here is where the amazing stuff happened. He's gonna go for the Blizzard, but my Garchomp has the Yachi Berry. A lot of people told me that I should put Rocky Helmet on it because it's more useful, but I really prefer using Yachi Berry just because of situations like this. Yachi Berry Garchomp is just win, and that Scrafty is gonna go down, and the Slowking is barely gonna survive that hit. So in comes the Chandelure. I'm gonna withdraw, and I'm gonna send in my Garchomp pretty much as fodder. And I'm gonna go for the protect, just wasting trick room turns, and the Slowking is gonna decide to go for the Scald, aiming my Charizard, and there's where Conkeldurr is gonna go down, my fodder, which is great. So Energy Ball, Garchomp protected itself, which is nice, and in comes my Talonflame, my choice banded Talonflame, which just wrecks. It's amazing. It's gonna do like 90% to this Chandelure, which is huge. And the Blizzard, unfortunately for him, is gonna miss my Talonflame, and Talonflame is gonna skillfully dodge it. Lol. And unfortunately Garchomp is gonna bite the dust this turn, and he did an amazing job. So even with the sun up, Talonflame is gonna tank the Fire Blast from that thing, and the Trick Room turns are finally gonna go off. And now I do have this game in the bag because my choice banded Talonflame and my Charizard Y are gonna be able to take down the opponent's folks. And that's it. This is gonna be the game. Amazing game, and yeah, it was very enjoyable and all that good stuff, because when you defeat a Trick Room team, you always feel like very confident and all that good stuff. Like, it was amazing. So yeah, Slowking is gonna go down, and that's it. That's the end of the first match. So let's move on to the second battle, which is gonna be against Harrison. I think Harrison is from the United Kingdom, if I remember correctly, and he does have a rain team with the combination of Politoed and Ludicolo. He also has a Mega Kangaskhan and a Aegislash. So I'm kinda using the same guys. I just replaced the Garchomp with Rotom H. So yeah, let's get straight into the battle, and I'm gonna decide to start with my Charizard Y, definitely, because I really wanted to set up my son. And he's gonna start with his Politoed and his Ludicolo, which is terrible. That combination is very, very deadly. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve straight off the bat because I really want my son as soon as possible. And I'm gonna protect because I really wanted to scout to see what are these guys going to do. And I also know that Ludicolo has the fake out, and I don't want my Charizard to flinch and this Politoed doing great amount of damage. But he instead opted to fake out the Conkeldurr, which ended up great for him. And surprisingly, the Politoed has Rain Dance, which surprised me. Like, I definitely wasn't expecting, like, wow. So that's what Politoed carries in VGC. So that's great to counter the Charizard Y. So I should try this out in the future. We will see. So I'm gonna withdraw my Charizard Y, and I'm gonna send in my Rotom, because at that point I just wanted to sack something. And he opted to Hydro Pump my Conkeldurr, which is gonna do a lot of damage, but the Drain Punch is gonna do a huge amount of damage, like 95%, and I'm gonna heal a lot of HP from that. And the Mach Punch was pretty obvious, but I definitely didn't want to risk it at that point. And he's gonna switch out, unfortunately, and he's gonna go into his Politoed. And the Politoed is gonna take like more than 50%, which is great. And I'm gonna go for the T-Bolt into this Aegislash. I should have aimed the other guy, but unfortunately I didn't. And Aegislash is gonna be able to finish off the Conkeldurr. Surprisingly, that was great power on that Shadow Ball. And yeah, Conkeldurr is gonna bite the dust, unfortunately. And yeah, looking bad here, but I still have my Charizard, and I have the sun up, which is nice. And straight off the bat, I'm just gonna go for the Heat Wave, trying to get as much damage as possible. He's gonna decide to go into his Kangaskhan and retreat his Politoed, and he's gonna go for the King Shield. And since his Kangaskhan didn't Mega Evolve, just look at the damage that Heat Wave is gonna do to it. Like, oh my god, that's just amazing. And I aimed the Kangaskhan with my Rotom, so yeah, that's gonna take down the Kangaskhan. Well, as you can see, the Kangaskhan without Mega Evolution doesn't tank hits as well as the Mega Kangaskhan, so yeah. Now in comes his Politoed again, and I don't see the points of saving my Charizard right now, and I'm just gonna decide to stay in with it and go for the Protect just to scout again. And I'm gonna go for the Thunderbolt with my Rotom, but here I knew that he was Choice Scarf. I was like, oh my god, Choice Scarf Rotom with Rain Dance, that's originality. I don't know if it's the normal set for VGC, so that's a thing. Unfortunately, Rotom is gonna bite the dust, and I have to send in my guy, the savior of the universe. If you ask me, like, for real, Choice Banded Talonflame is amazing, and I'm finally gonna be able to take down this annoying Politoed. And boom, get out of there, Politoed. Choice Banded Talonflame is the answer. And even with the rain, Heat Wave is gonna be able to take down the Aegislash in the offensive form, which is nice for me. So he only has his Ludicolo left, and he's gonna decide to run, and I'm gonna get the win. So another great battle here. And yeah, now we're going to move on to the third one, which was again interesting. I think this guy was from the United Kingdom as well. His name is Spark, and he has a Conkeldurr, an Azumarill, a Salamence, and a Gardevoir. So I have still the same guys. I have Garchomp instead of Rotom H. And yep, let's get straight into the, which is going to be the last battle for this video. And yeah, I'm gonna start with my Charizard and my Conkeldurr, and he's gonna start with his Gardevoir and his Salamence. Unfortunately, he has the Intimidate, and that's, as you already know, bad for Conkeldurr, but it's no big deal because I have the Flame Orb and Guts and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna go for the Protect with my Conkeldurr, and I'm gonna go for the Heat Wave with my Charizard. And yeah, I just wanted to scout to see what these guys can do, because I know most Salamences are Choice Scarf, but surprisingly here I'm gonna outspeed. I was like, oh, this is weird. So he's gonna go for the Draco Meteor. Unfortunately, that's gonna hurt big time. But Charizard, when he Mega Evolves, it definitely gets some bulk, and I'm gonna be able to survive it, which is great. And I see that he has the Life Orb. His Gardevoir is gonna go for the Psyshock onto my Conkeldurr, but yeah, I did go for the Protect. So now his Gardevoir isn't gonna survive another Heat Wave, so he's gonna go for the Protect. And with my Charizard, I was like, okay, now that his Mens is at -2, I should go for the Roost, and I should tank any hits nicely. Nope, he has Rock Slide, so Mix Mens really hurt. Wasn't expecting this at all, and Charizard is gonna bite the dust, unfortunately. And yeah, Conkeldurr is gonna go for the Rock Slide, and yes, thankfully, the Rock Slide is gonna be able to take down the Salamence. So I did get a crit, but you know, Flame Orb, Guts, all that good stuff, so I'm pretty sure that it didn't really matter. So now I'm gonna send in my Garchomp, and he's gonna send in his Azumarill, and I'm like, oh my god, another fairy. So I'm not in a terrible position right here. So I'm gonna go for the Protect with my Conkeldurr, and I'm gonna go for the Earthquake. I was hoping to take down the Gardevoir, but I did, which is amazing. And Azumarill, oh my god, is just gonna destroy the Garchomp. that power! Oh my god, one hit KO. Garchomp is gonna bite the dust. And now I'm gonna send in my last Pokemon, and he's gonna send in his last Pokemon. So my last is the Savior, the Choice Banded Talonflame, and his last is the Conkeldurr. So I was pretty confident that my Conkeldurr could deal with his own Conkeldurr, so I decided to aim the Azumarill with the Choice Banded Braver. I do take it out, but yeah, his Conkeldurr is gonna go for the Rock Slide. Unfortunately, his Conkeldurr outspeeds. I don't have any speed investment in this one. I think I have max Special D. Yeah, I do have that. So unfortunately, he's gonna take out my Conkeldurr, and yep, as you can see from the damage, that thing did like nothing, and his Drain Punch is gonna be able to take me out in the long run. I went for the Mach Punch in the last turn, but yep, definitely couldn't do anything. So another close battle here. So yeah, this should be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for part 2 the week after, because as I said, the next week is Generation 4 special. All about Generation 4, that awesome generation where we started to play competitive. And yep, I hope you guys will enjoy it as much as I did making it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your awesome feedback as always, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Have a nice day and peace out.